Hi, my name is Brooke Lanes, and I'm the UTA Go Center mentor at Richland High School. And today I wanted to go over a really cool feature through the College Board Big Future website called College Search. It is a really neat tool that you can use to kind of help narrow down your college selections. As you can see on the screen right now, it is showing an available 3,691 results. And I understand that that can be very overwhelming. So that's why I wanted to kind of go over this tool to show you how it works and also simply that it exists. That way you may access it if you are kind of struggling with narrowing down the college process. So the first thing you're going to want to do is if you simply go open a new tab, you type in Big Future, then it'll pop up here, and it has a link already shown up for the college search. So let's go ahead and click that. And that's how you get here. What you're going to want to do once you get to this page is go ahead and go up to the little person thing, and it should say log in, and you'll log into your College Board account. If you don't have a College Board account, then you'll create one to be able to have full access to the benefits of the website. And more than likely you do have one. Definitely if you have taken an SAT or a PSAT. Those are through College Board, so that's probably where you're going to find that you have an account already. But again, if you don't, it's super simple to make one. You're not going to have to pay any money or anything. So just fill out the information, create a login and an account, and then you can go ahead and get searching. So again, this is the College Search tool, and as you can see off to the left-hand side, you have this Select Filters pane, and pretty much what this is doing is it's giving you different categories. That way you can select what is important to you when you're looking at a college to kind of help narrow it down. So what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of go through each of these categories so you can see what kind of filters are available. And, you know, I'll click on a few. We'll make up a little scenario here. That way you can see how it works. And then that'll be it. So let's start with test scores and selectivity. So pretty much this is where you're going to enter your test scores. So if they have find colleges where your SAT and or ACT scores are close matches or above. Tip, you are more than your numbers. So you can see off to the side that it's telling you that admission offices look for well-rounded students with unique things to offer the college community. So just because you might have lower scores doesn't mean that that school isn't perfect for you. So we can put a score here. I'm going to go ahead and leave it blank for now, just because what you're going to want to put here is your score. But as you can see, they have a bunch of different scores listed. So that's where you're going to put that. And on a note to this, if test scores isn't something that's important to you, let's say you have a really high score and you're not worried about it, you don't have to answer this question. So that's why it's okay if I skip it as well. And then it's asking you this question as well. If selectivity is important to you, select one or more of the following. So this is selectivity means what is the admissions percentage of that school. So is it very restrictive? Do only a small percentage of high school seniors who apply get admitted? Or is it not very selective, which means do the majority of high school seniors who apply get admitted? I'm going to go ahead and leave this one blank as well and just say that's not super important to me. And we'll go ahead and go on to type of school. So this is where you're going to start answering questions about the university itself. And again, like it shows tip right here. You can skip any questions that you don't care about. But anyways, so notice how when I hover over a question, that panel changes to give you a little bit more information about each section. So if you don't know something or a lot of information about a particular category, then I would go ahead and look at that right-hand pane and you can read a little bit more about it or whatever tips or information they're providing you there. I see here they're talking about advice on transferring from a 2-year university to a 4-year college. So that's something that you could click on as well. I'm going to go ahead and select a 4-year college or university for us. And now if you go back to this left-hand pane over by the select filters, you have this little bar here that says don't care, want, must have, and this is how important this particular selection is for you. I'm going to go ahead and keep 4-year school as a must have, and then we'll keep going over here. So public or private. I'm going to go ahead and click a public university, and we can also click a private university. Just so you do know, over off to the side, again, they're going to be telling you the differences between public and private colleges. Here it's saying that maybe they're not as different as they may seem. However, the biggest difference that there tends to be is that private colleges tend to be a bit more expensive. However, if you are looking to go out of state somewhere, so let me give you this scenario. Let's say you're looking at a private school in Colorado and a public school in Colorado, and you're looking at a private school in Texas and a public school in Texas. The difference between the public school and the private school in Texas is probably going to be a lot bigger than the public and private school in Colorado. Reason being, in Texas, if you have lived here for enough time to be determined a Texas resident and claim that in-state tuition, wherever you can claim in-state tuition, is going to be significantly cheaper than a private school within that same state. So you're going to get a reduced cost pretty much for tuition at a state where you have in-state tuition. And it significantly raises for out-of-state tuition. However, private schools do not charge a difference between in and out of state. So let's say you're looking at a school in Colorado and the in-state tuition there is $5,000 and the out-of-state tuition is pushing closer to $15,000. Your private school cost might equal that of an out-of-state tuition somewhere else. So do keep that in mind. If you're willing to pay for out-of-state tuition, you might be willing to pay for private schools as well. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this checked, and we'll leave this as a must-have as well. Now we're looking for school size. And again, you can see on the right-hand side, it's showing you, does school size matter to you? And pretty much, it's just what kind of feel you want, and how big and how small. So let's say we're clicking medium and large. We want a little bit more of a collegiate feel. Now I'm going to go over here and I'm actually going to click want for how important that filter is for us. And as you can see, if you can see kind of in the back of this pane, this pane right here, I'm going to click must have again. Let's see, maybe. Okay, notice how the results change, how there's less results. There's 854 results on must have, and on want, there's now 1,958 results. So let's say you get all the way to the bottom of filling these out and you're noticing that you only have like 10 results and you want more. I would go in and mess with these filters a little bit and make sure that you're not being super selective, and if you want to keep more results, then it's just messing with these. Okay, single sex or co-ed. I'm going to go ahead and click co-ed for this particular example, and we'll leave religious affiliations blank. And in case you don't know what co-ed means, it's men and women. It's not an all men's or all women's university. Okay, so now let's go over to location. Let's say you want a college that is within Texas or in your home state, and you don't want to travel too far, or you want to be close to home but not super close to home. This is kind of where you can see where those options are available. So if you want it super close to you, you can add your zip code in. If you want it in particular regions and states, you can add that in. Or if you're looking for colleges that aren't even in the US, you can look there as well. I'm going to go ahead and leave these blank as well, but that is where you can put those. Let's go ahead and look at campus and housing now. So what kind of setting do you want? Let's say you want to be a little bit more collegiate feeling. You just want it to be a little bit more urban, suburban type, not very rural. So we're going to click those, and let's just say that those are a want as well. So now we're getting to, do you want most students to live on campus? Do you want students to commute? If this is a preference to you, then you know, this is where you're going to click that. We're going to go ahead and do where most students live on campus. This is going to give you, you know, for essence, a little bit more of a college feel. But if it doesn't matter to you, you can leave it blank. You know, whatever you prefer. Okay, housing availability. This is saying, do you want to make sure you're guaranteed on campus housing as a first-year student, or do you want to be guaranteed housing for all undergrads? So freshmen through senior as an undergrad. That is where, oh, excuse me, that is where you're going to put that. I'm going to go ahead and leave that blank. And then special housing options is where you're going to put, do we want an all men's option? Do we want an all women's option? Do we want co-ed housing? You know, do we want fraternity, sorority housing, special housing, stuff like that? I'm going to go ahead and click wellness housing as well. Let's say we want alcohol, drug, and smoke-free housing. And let's just say this is, oops, where did I click? Let's just say this is a want. Or, I mean, a must-have. And see, that's already starting to filter our results a lot more. Okay, now we even have a button for majors and learning environment. If you have a particular major in mind and that's what's most important to you when you're looking for a school, you might be leaving a little bit more of the other things blank and focusing more on finding schools that are best fit for your major. My one recommendation for this is, if you are looking for a school that is best fit for your major, try and first search without a location, without the location filters on, and then try again with the location filters on, just because if you're looking for the best school with your major, it's probably going to be pretty dispersed. If you want to find you know, a good school within your state, then you can add the location filters on, but I'd recommend looking without them first. That way you can see, you know, what schools really are out there, what have the best options for your major. So we can go ahead and click, I'll put my particular major on here. Don't know where they're going to have that. Let's drop this down. I'm just going to put a specific major. Do psychology. I'm a psychology major. We can also put neuroscience. We'll do behavioral neuroscience as well. You know, neurobiology and behavior, I mean, that's pretty similar. Okay, so we're going to put those three. Those are kind of where I'm at, and we'll just make these wants. Okay, now study options. Let's say I want there to be an honors program. I want to be able to have a double major. I want to be able to study abroad. And yeah, so maybe those are really important to me. I'm going to leave this must have, and now extended class availability. Let's say you work a lot and you need to have the opportunity to have Saturday classes, extensive evening and morning class options, or even school on weekends. So if that is also an option, so you can filter schools that are a little bit more flexible around a work schedule. So now let's go into, oh, wow, I still have all these tabs open. I think I'm making it worse, aren't I? Okay, let's go down to sports and activities. Let's say there is an activity that's super important to you that you want to be able to get involved in. Maybe like it's the student newspaper or a particular sport that you want to do, something like that. That's where you're going to put that. I'm going to go ahead and just put student newspaper down. And then let's say we also want to have Greek life available. Academic credit. So let's say you took an AP class in high school and you made the score on the exam that counts for college credit. I believe that's a 3, but you want that to be able to transfer over. Then you're going to want to make sure that the college you're looking at accepts that. Grants credit for CLEP exams. Pretty much what a CLEP exam is, let's say you are you're fluent in Spanish and you have foreign language credits on your degree plan. Well, then you can take a CLEP exam and test out of those foreign language credits. So that way you can get credit for your foreign language courses without actually having to take the course. So I think that CLEP exams are really neat, definitely saving you time and a little bit of money. So I'm going to go ahead and click, we want to be able to be offered that. Okay, so accepts a GED in lieu of a high school diploma. If that is something that is applicable to you, then you can click that. Maybe even accepts transfer credits from a two-year college. I know that definitely a lot of students at Richland are looking to transfer from TCC to a college, so this would be an important one to check. I'm going to leave these all as must-have. Paying for college. So now let's see a percentage of financial need a school can meet. So if paying for college is a big deal for you, then we're going to make sure that we're looking into schools that meet your financial need. So let's say we want it to meet at least 20%, or let's even put 40%. Let's say we want it to meet at least 40%, and see if our results are even going down now. Tuition and fees. If you have a particular, you know, the cost of taking classes, we can just keep it as no preference for right now. But if you do have a preference for what tuition would be, that's where you put it. Work study programs are available. This is kind of like the job that I have now. I'm actually interested to see how this affects the results. This is kind of like the job that I have now, where you're working for the university, but you are also, this is how they're offering to give you financial aid and paying for college. So there's a lot of different positions available at different universities, but that is where you would click that. International students and financial aid available for international. So this is applicable to you, it's where you click that. And then that they offer college application fee waivers. So we'll click that too. Say this is a want, and these are must-haves. And then additional support programs. If you have any special circumstances, this is where you could find a tab for that. And then let's say diversity. How diverse do you want the school? If this is something that is important to you as well, you can click that here. But we're going to leave it as is now and go ahead and hit Save Selections. Okay, it's going to give you that little button saying your search has been saved. And now let's look at our 50 results. So we have Baylor, High Point, Kent State, University of North Carolina, UT Austin. You can see it goes on. But these are the schools that, based off of what we put down, it's giving us. Now, let's say 50 is too much for you. You need a lot less schools than that. You want to be given like an option of 10. Then I would just go in and play a little bit more with your filters until you have a little bit of a shrunk, I guess, option. However, what I do like about this, about having a little bit more options, is that you can see a bunch of schools that are available to you. But let's say, you know, no, I'm not going to North Carolina. I'm not going to go to Ohio. I don't want to go to Virginia, but maybe Washington, maybe stay in Texas, you know, maybe go to Florida, whatever it is. Maybe go to Oklahoma. So, I mean, some of these might be easy for you to kind of go ahead and take out on your own, but at least here you have a few options. And then if you want to take it again, you just come over here and click this clear all selections and you can start over. But that pretty much is the college search. Big Future as a website has a bunch of cool different tools as well, including a career search very similar to the college search, which I'm probably going to be making another video about and posting on the YouTube as well, because there is just a lot of stuff and tools available on the College Board Big Future website. It is a really, really, really neat website. But considering we are in the fall semester for the seniors, I just thought this college search demo would be pretty helpful for those who are struggling to kind of make a decision on where they want to go. But don't forget, if you do want to meet with the Go Center, down in the description below, I have linked my Padlet. I've linked the appointment link to schedule an appointment. I have linked my email. So feel free to contact me if you have any questions, or if you would like to make an appointment with the Go Center, so we can help you with all things college and career. But other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.